Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. Can everyone see me and hear me clearly before we get started? If you can see me and hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Wait, make sure you guys can hear me before I keep talking. Okay, I see some yeses now. Awesome. Well, welcome to today's live lesson. Happy Sunday. For me, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so good morning from me. I know some of you are in other parts of the world, so maybe it's lunchtime or maybe it's dinner time. We're going to wait a couple of minutes and let others join in before we get started. Today, our topic is how to make suggestions. How to make suggestions. So we're going to cover some different ways that we can make suggestions in a strong way and in a gentle way. But before we jump into that, I will introduce myself. My name is Molly. I am a tutor on Cambly. I'm from the state of Tennessee in the US. I know some of you may be new here. Maybe some of you have joined our previous live lessons. While we're waiting, let me know where you're watching from today. I'll give some shout outs in the chat. Let's see. I see Durban, South Africa. Someone said Shark City. I don't know what that means. Are there a lot of sharks there? Where else are you watching from? Hi, Sri Lanka and Brazil. Oh, you all are all typing at once now. Let me scroll back up. Hello, India and Turkey. Hello, Italy, specifically Florence, Italy. Hi, Mexico and China, Syria and Kenya. Hi, Pakistan and Egypt. Hello, Israel and Saudi Arabia. Shark City means many sharks. Hello, Hungary, Azerbaijan, Slovenia, the Netherlands and Sudan, Iran, let's see, Pakistan again. I'm trying to keep up with all the messages coming in. Hi, Japan, West Africa. We have lots of different countries today. The Republic of Moldova, lots of people from Turkey. Hi, Vietnam. Awesome. All right. I'll give a couple more minutes while you all are still typing. So again, today's topic is going to be how to make suggestions. So we'll cover 6 ways that we can make suggestions. 2 of them are going to be stronger, and 4 of them are going to be more gentle ways to offer suggestions. Today is a bittersweet day for me. It is my last live lesson for you all. So I would love if you can stick around until the end so I can bid you all farewell. But if you can't stay for the whole lesson, don't worry. This lesson will be recorded and uploaded and posted on YouTube, Cambly's YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it again. I know I'm really sad, but I'll save my feelings for the end. So let's dive into today's lesson. Is everybody ready to get started? Give me a thumbs up if you are. I see the UK and Guinea as well. I think I said the Netherlands already, but hello to the Netherlands if I haven't already. All right, so first things first, who can tell me what is a suggestion? We're going to talk about how to give suggestions or make suggestions. So what is a suggestion? Who can tell me in the chat? What is a suggestion? What is a suggestion? Give you a couple minutes to answer. No Googling. Yeah, so someone said good. To tell people how to do something, yes. It's an idea or a plan put forward for consideration. Perfect. Giving advice, proposing to do something. when you offer something about a topic, an idea, telling someone to do something, to give an idea to someone, recommendations. Perfect. These are all correct. All correct answers. Exactly. So everything that you all just said. A suggestion is just it's an idea that we propose to someone. So a suggestion can either be accepted or rejected. So we can say yes or no to a suggestion. And so today, like I said, we're going to go over some ways to make some strong suggestions and some gentle suggestions. The stronger suggestions are just a way to be a little more direct and certain. Our gentler suggestions are for more formal situations, and they come off as more polite. So there's many ways to make suggestions in English. We'll cover 6 today. We'll start with the 2 strong ways to make suggestions. So that is going to be let's, and should. Let's and should. So let's start with let's. You see what I did there? Let's start with let's. Make sure you all can see this okay. So when we use let's to make a suggestion, we're going to use let's plus the verb. Let's plus the verb. The apostrophe S here, we're assuming this is let us. Let's plus the verb, let us blank, okay? Let's is the most direct way to suggest doing something with someone. So this is the most direct way you can make a suggestion. In fact, let's plus the verb can be considered an imperative. Do any of you know what an imperative is? I'm not sure if there's been a live lesson. I'm sure there's something on Cambly's channel about imperatives. Who knows what an imperative is? When we have let's plus the verb, it can sometimes be considered an imperative. So an imperative is a sentence that expresses a direct command or direct request, warning, instruction. So there's not technically a subject, but we're assuming let's is let us, okay? So it's almost like a command, a very strong suggestion, very certain. Oh, I'm going to tape this up behind me so you all can see it. Make sure you all can see that. So, for example, someone said, let's go to the moon. I'd love to go to the moon. Let's go see a movie tonight. Let's go see a movie tonight. So us, right? When we're using the suggestion, you're always including yourself and another person or group of people. Let's go see a movie tonight. We have no plans. It's a Friday night. I want to go see a movie. Let's talk about this later. Maybe someone is trying to have an important conversation with you at the wrong time. And so to strongly suggest you can't talk about it now, you say, let's talk about this later. Let's go to the beach tomorrow. The weather looks great. I want to go to the beach. Let's go to the beach tomorrow. So let's plus our verb's just going to be in the base form every time. Go, talk. I used go twice. Any questions about this? I see lots of good examples. Let's study English. Let's learn. Let's get started. I think I said, let's take a look at the first one. Let's do it. Very good. Let's start with let's. All right, so this is our strongest way to make a suggestion. Let's plus our verb. Let's learn with Tutor Molly. Very good. All right. Our next way to make a strong suggestion, so there's only 2, let's and should. So our second one is should. When we have should, it's going to be our subject plus should plus the verb. Subject plus should plus the verb. So maybe some of you have studied modal verbs. Should is a modal verb. like can or will or would or could. And we'll look at some other modal verbs in our gentle suggestions, but should's a modal verb. So it doesn't change its spelling to agree with the verb that comes after it. It's always spelled this way, should. I should, we should, you should. Should is another way to make a strong suggestion. So if I say, we should go to the park, it means that going to the park's a good idea for us. I really want to go. Put this one here. Let's look at a couple of examples. We should protect our environment. That's a great example. That example is better than my examples. We should protect our environment. We should go to the beach. You should learn English. Good. We, our subjects, we should, plus should, our verb here is save. We should save our money for vacation, okay? We're planning a vacation. We need to start saving our money now. So I'm strongly suggesting this. It's a good idea. We should save our money for vacation. We should practice English every day to build confidence. It's a good idea. We should practice English every day to build confidence. Or I could say you should. You should practice English every day to build confidence. So something important to look at here, and a difference between should and let's. When we're using let's, we can only use it when we're making a suggestion about doing something with another person. So it includes us and another person. So let's can only be used when it's us, we, okay? Because let us. However, should can be used to make a suggestion for us or for just you. If I'm just making a suggestion to you, I can't use let's. I cannot use let's. So for example, if I want to suggest that you study more, I can't say, let's you study more. This doesn't make sense. Let's you study more. I have to say, you should study more. You should study more. Now, if I'm talking about both of us, I can use either. Let's study more or we should study more. Any questions about that? Is that clear? Make sure there's no questions. And something also to note, so I only included the positive ways, but we can also make this negative. Who knows what word would we use to make this negative? What word would we add if we want to make a negative suggestion? Let's see who gets it typed in the chat first. There's one word that we can add. Good. Someone by the name of Soft Origami got it first. So not. Let's not go to the beach tomorrow. We shouldn't save our money for vacation. We should spend it all now. We shouldn't stay out late. We have to be up early. Or let's not stay out late. We have to be up early. Good. So these can also be used in the negative way by adding not. You should not behave like that. Good. Good example. Maybe some of you who have children tell your children that. You shouldn't behave like that. Very good. Okay, we're going to do a quick practice. So I just got some suggestion sentences, and I want you all to fill in the blank with the correct way to make the suggestion, okay? So it's either let's, should, or the negative form, and some of them we can use both. So in some of these examples, there's more than one right answer, okay? We should save our planet for the future generations. Good example. We should not eat sweets. Or we should eat sweets in moderation because everybody loves dessert. All right, I've got 4 examples here. So the first one is, we're going to the lake tomorrow. We're going to the lake tomorrow. You, blank, come with us. Which way would I use to suggest? You, blank, come with us. Man, y'all are fast. Very good. Good. So it's should. Why does it only have to be should in this? Why is it only should? Why can't we use let's? Why can we not use let's in this example? We are going to the lake tomorrow. You should come with us. Very good. So it has to be should because I'm suggesting you, right? And when we use let's, it has to be me and you or us, okay? A group of us. But when it's you, it has to be should. You should come with us. Very good. All right, next one. It's getting late. Blank, go home now. It's getting late. Blank, go home now. What is the way we can suggest here? Ooh, good. I see a couple different answers. I see one right answer. Technically, all of you are right. But yes, so in this one, we can actually use both. Of course, I didn't include a subject here, but we could say it's getting late. We should go home now. Or it's getting late. Let's go home now. Both are right. If I had included the word we here, it would have to be should. We should go home now. But it's getting late. We should go home now. Or let's go home now. And both are right. Or if I have a friend over and I'm ready for them to leave, I could say, it's getting late. You should go home now. I don't want you here anymore. I'm ready to go to bed. That's also right. Good. All right. We have got 2 more. Next one. If you want to practice English, blank, join Cambly. If you want to practice English, blank, join Cambly. For any of you who aren't already Cambly students. Good. See a couple different answers. So in this one, it's important to note in the first part, I'm using you. If you want to practice English. So remember, when I'm giving a direct suggestion to you, it has to be should. It has to be should. So you should. You should. If you want to practice English, you should join Cambly. If I changed you to we, if we want to practice English, then I can say, let's join Cambly. If we want to practice English, let's join Cambly. Or if we want to practice English, we should join Cambly. So it's all about this right here. You got to pay close attention. Very good. One more. Let's do one more, and then we will move on to gentle suggestions. All right. Blank, talk loudly. We're in the library. Blank, talk loudly. We're in the library. You guys are so fast. You are on it today. Good, 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 good. Lots of right answers. Good, I saved the hardest one for last. So this one is negative, right? We're gonna add not. And both are correct. So we can say, let's not, or we shouldn't. Let's not talk loudly. We're in a library. Or we shouldn't talk loudly. We're in a library. Very good. That one's negative, and both are correct because I'm using we, us, okay? Awesome job, y'all. All right, I didn't see any questions. If you do have questions, you can type them now. I'm still keeping up with the chat, but we will go ahead and move on to our gentle suggestions, okay? So gentle suggestions just means it's not as strong and direct. It's more polite, and we can use these in more formal situations, or maybe we don't know someone super well, so we just want to sound softer and gentler and more polite. So the first one is, why don't, let me tear my tape off here. Why don't we or you blank? Why don't we blank? Or why don't you blank? So it's in a question form. So when we say, why don't we do this, or why don't you do this, again, we're implying this is a good idea, okay? This is a good idea. But it's in a question form, not a sentence. We will put this one here. Make sure you all can still see that. So for example, so we have why don't plus we or you, depending on who we're suggesting. Directly you, we can use it for both, just you or us, we, okay? And then what we are suggesting. Why don't we go out to eat tonight? Why don't we go out to eat tonight? We don't have any food to cook. We're tired. We don't want to go to the store. Okay, so I'm implying this is a good idea. Why don't we go out to eat tonight? I'm making the suggestion. Why don't you take a break from work? You're sleepy, you're tired, you're stressed. I'm implying this is a good idea. I see you're stressed. Why don't you take a break from work? I'm making a suggestion. What? So I know this sounds negative, right? But we're making a good suggestion. Why don't you take a break from work? Why don't we? Why don't you? I could say maybe you all are confused and you didn't understand the first part of the lesson. I say, why don't we review that again? Why don't we review that again? I'm suggesting it. Let's see. I see some of you have, oh, someone asked if I could teach another modal verb. We've got a couple of modal verbs, I think one. Why don't we go out for a walk? Good. The weather's nice. Why don't we go out for a walk? Why don't we talk about anxiety? Why don't you come with me? Good. I'm going to the park. Why don't you come with me? Right? It's an invitation. I'm suggesting that you join me. Why don't we take an Uber? We're running late. Good. Very good. Why don't we go to the gym? We need to exercise. Why don't you speak a little slower? Please and thank you. You're speaking too fast. Why don't we take a nap? We stayed up too late. Why don't we take a nap? Why don't you give Cambly a try? Good. You told me you want to study your English. Why don't you give Cambly a try? Awesome. Why don't we go to the mountains? Ooh, that sounds like a great suggestion. I love the mountains. I love hiking. I would say yes to that suggestion. Yeah, why don't we go to the mountains? Good. All right, awesome examples. Okay, so our next way to make a more gentle suggestion is going to be using how about, and there's a couple of different ways we can do this. So how about doing something? When we use it this way, we're asking for our listener's opinion. So whoever's with us and making the suggestion, We're asking for their opinion. Okay, so we use how about plus either a noun, a gerund, or a clause. Okay, and we're going to look at an example of all three of these. How about plus a noun? How about plus a gerund? Do you all remember what a gerund is? What is a gerund? A gerund is a verb that ends in ing and it functions like a noun. So, for example, eating, singing, playing, sleeping. Okay, so gerunds are just verbs ending in ing that function like a noun, and then just a clause. All right, so let's look at some examples. Let me take this one up here. Why don't we go to the sun? Someone said, why don't we go to the moon earlier? Now someone says, why don't we go to the sun? I would say no to that suggestion. Okay, I'm gonna move this way, I think, so you can still see that one. So how about plus a noun? How about this weather? How about this weather? Or maybe you say, that's actually not a great example. Maybe you tell me, I'm thinking about playing a sport. I don't know which one I want to play. I'm thinking about playing a sport, but I don't know which one. And I make a suggestion. How about soccer? How about soccer? So how about plus a noun? Soccer is our noun. And you say, no, I don't want to run a lot. So how about volleyball? You don't have to run a lot in volleyball. Oh, how about volleyball? It's a suggestion. How about plus a gerund? How about going to the park tomorrow? So going's our gerund. How about going to the park tomorrow? We're trying to make plans. Tomorrow's Saturday, the weather's nice. We're chatting about what plans we want to make. And this is my suggestion. Oh, how about going to the park tomorrow? And then how about plus our clause? How about you take a day off next week? You've been working too much. You deserve a day off. How about you take a day off next week? Maybe some of you need to take a day off next week. Let's read some of your examples. How about pizza? Good. Maybe you're discussing what you want to eat for dinner. How about pizza? Pizza sounds gross. How about pasta? How about organizing the party tonight? Good example. So that's using the gerund, right? Organizing is a gerund because it ends in ing. How about joining Cambly after the session? Very good. Our house is near our workplace. How about walking to work? Very good. Do any of you live close enough to your job or to your workplace where you can walk? Are any of you able to walk to work? I can walk to work now, which is great. How about arranging dinner tonight? Maybe I don't want to cook, and so I suggest to you, how about cooking tonight? How about you cook tonight? How about going to the concert? Good. You're suggesting you want to go to the concert. How about me having a facial tomorrow? If you buy it for me. Very good. All right, awesome. So someone asked about another modal verb. So this next one is using modal verbs. So if you've studied modal verbs, this is a great way to put them into practice is by making suggestions. So let's see, let me scroll down. This way we can ask it as a question or it can be a sentence, okay? So we can say, using can or could, can or could. Can or could we or you, can or could we or you blank, or that's as a question. As a sentence, we could blank or you could blank. When we say, can we do this? We're asking if this, whatever we're asking, is possible. When we say, could we do this? We're asking if this would be possible in the future. Okay? So can is present, could is future. However, we also use could to be more polite. So in a very formal setting, maybe work or a meeting, someone new, you want to be very formal, we're going to use could over can. Okay, so could is the future, but could is also more polite. Let me put this up here. We'll put this over here. Can you all still see that? So let's look at some examples. So as a question, can you call me back later? I'm busy. Can you call me back later? So it's a question, but it's also a suggestion, right? I'm busy right now. I want to talk to you. So I'm suggesting that you call me later. Hey, can you call me later? I'm busy. If I want to make it more formal, I could say, could you please call me later? Could you please call me later? Both are correct. Could's more formal. Could we reschedule our meeting to next week? Could we reschedule our meeting to next week? Maybe something came up. We don't have time for the meeting today, so we make this suggestion. Could we reschedule our meeting to next week? Now in a sentence suggestion, we could order takeout for dinner. I included a lot of dinner plans, I think because lots of people are indecisive about what they want to do for dinner. So you see a lot of these suggestions when talking about eating dinner. How about pizza? How about why don't we go out to eat? We could order takeout for dinner. We could order takeout. I can also say we can order, but it's better to say could because it's in the future. We could order takeout for dinner. Let's look at some of your samples. Let's see. Sorry, I got to find where you all started. You got lots of good questions. Can we go for a trip together? Go on a trip together. Can we go on a trip together? So we're talking about our plans next weekend, and I want to take a trip together. Can we go on a trip together? Or could we go on a trip together? Good. Could you help me carry this baggage? It's really heavy. It's less of a question and more of a suggestion because it's too heavy. Could you please help me carry this baggage? Good. Could we go swimming in Gala? Is Gala a city or a lake or an ocean? Where is Gala? Jennifer said, could we go for a swim? So you can say, could we go for a swim in Gala, or could we go swimming in Gala? Good. Can you join us? Could you please be calm? Good. Maybe you have someone who is not being calm. I don't know if it's a child or a coworker or a family member. Hey, could you please be calm? Less of a question, more of a suggestion. Very good. Good. Could we continue our lesson? Very good. Could we go shopping this evening? Could we go shopping this evening? I need to buy some new clothes. Awesome examples. Very good. Okay, we have one more left, one more way to make gentle suggestions. If you've got questions, you can type them in the chat. We'll do some practice and a quick review. Let's see our time. All right. So the last way to make gentle suggestions is using think or thought in the past. Think or thought. All right. I think we or you should blank, should do whatever I'm suggesting, okay? The blank is the suggestion. I think we should go to the park tomorrow. I think you should join Cambly, okay? So this is one of the most polite ways to make a suggestion because it's more of a thought. You can also say, I thought we or you could. I thought we could go camping next weekend. I thought you could go to coffee with me tomorrow. It's a suggestion, okay? Thought, the second way, is a little more polite than think. So if you're wanting to sound more polite, use this second one, okay? Again, we've got a modal verb here. I thought we could, or I thought you could. And this is expressing a thought rather than saying you want to do something, right? So if you look back at our first suggestions, these are stronger. Let's go to the park, right? This means you want to go to the park. If you say, I thought we could go to the park, you're expressing more of a thought, not so much a want. Maybe you still want to, but it comes off as much less direct and more polite. So listen to the difference of that. Hey, let's go to the park, right? That's strong, direct. Maybe you're on a first date and you're nervous and you say, oh, I thought we could go to the park. Okay, it's a more gentle suggestion. All right, let me take this one up here and we'll look at some examples. So if I say, I think I already used this example. I think we should go camping this weekend. I think we should go camping this weekend. This means I would like to do this. I would like to do this. If I say, I thought we could go camping this weekend. It would be nice to be able to do this, but only if you want to. So it's a gentle suggestion, okay? Very polite. I thought we could go see a movie later. I thought we could go see a movie later. Let's read your examples, and then we're going to practice. I think we should go out for dinner. Good. I think we should go out for dinner. I think we should learn English together. Great suggestion, and that's what we're doing. Let's see. I think we should write our article next week. Good. There's not enough time this week, so I'm making a suggestion. I think we should write it next week. I think we should talk often to make our long-distance friendship stronger. Aw, that's a great suggestion. I thought you should join us for a cup of tea today. Very good. Very polite. I think you should hurry or you will be late. Very good. I think you should hurry up or you'll be late. I think we should meet next Sunday and learn English. Very good. Very good. Great question. Someone says or asked, if I want to offer to them, is there an option? Yes. However, this is indirect, right? Because when we're talking about they over there, them, they are not in our conversation speaking with us, right? So we can make this suggestion, but it's not directly to them. So for example, maybe you have children and you're talking to me about how they're bored. It's summer, they're out of school, and you tell me your kids are bored and you need ideas or suggestions to keep them busy. And so I make a suggestion. I could say, how about they take Cambly lessons? Okay. How about they go to a kids camp? So I can use that. Why don't they take some English lessons? Or could they join a club or a camp to keep them busy? So we can use they, yes. It's just who we're suggesting this to is not in our conversation, right? It's indirect. Does that make sense? Let me know if not. Someone said, I think you should stay with Cambly. That's so sweet. I know, I'm really sad. Our time's coming to an end, but we'll talk about it. Stay until the end. Let me know if you have any other questions before we're gonna practice the gentle suggestions we just did. And then I've got just a quick activity for you all to practice any of the suggestions. And then we will call it a day. All right. Okay, I only have 3 of these. So for these, there are more than one right answer for some of them, okay? There can be one answer or there can be more than one answer. So these are some fill in the blanks. And these are to practice the gentle suggestions. So these 4 right here. Okay, so blank, go to the beach. Blank, I'll move to the side so you can see. Blank, go to the beach. I want to suggest we go to the beach. How can I do that? Which ones can I use? Good. I actually think I didn't even include all of the answers in my answer. Very good. So actually, we could really use any of these. Why don't we go to the beach? How about we go to the beach? Or how about we change this? We could say, how about going to the beach? Can we go to the beach? Or could we go to the beach? We could go to the beach. I think we should go to the beach. Or I thought we could go to the beach. All of these are right. So all of these we can use to make the suggestion of going to the beach, okay? If we want to sound extra polite, we would use this last one. I thought we could go to the beach. If we want to make this really strong and direct, we can go back to our strong suggestion. Let's go to the beach, or we should go to the beach. If we want it to sound more gentle, we can use one of these 4. Good. So lots of right answers for this one. Very good. Okay, changing it up a little bit. It's the same suggestion, but I changed one thing. So let's see which one we can use now. Blank, going to the beach. Blank, going to the beach. There is not more than one right answer to this one. There is only one right answer to this one. Tricky, tricky. There's only one right answer to this one. Whereas the last one, we could use any of them. Good, I see some right answers. Give you just a couple more seconds. I see about 4 right answers. Good try, good try. Okay, so in this one, going is a gerund, right? So a gerund is when a verb ends in ing and acts like a noun. So because we have a gerund right here, we can only use how about. How about going to the beach? So if we're going to use a gerund, we can't say, why don't we going to the beach? It would have to be, why don't we go to the beach? Or could we going to the beach? Doesn't make sense. It would have to be, could we go? So when we're using a gerund, it has to be how about. How about going to the beach tomorrow? We can also say, how about we go to the beach, right? Good job. How about? All right. Last little practice, and I've got one more thing before we say goodbye. Last one. Blank, watch a movie tonight. Blank, watch a movie tonight. Blank, watch a movie. There is more than one right answer for this one. Good. Lots of right answers, depending on how strongly or gently you want to suggest this. Good. So we could say, if we want to strongly suggest, let's watch a movie tonight, or we should watch a movie tonight. More gently, we could say, why don't we watch a movie tonight? How about we watch a movie tonight? How about watching a movie tonight, which I did watch. Can we watch a movie tonight? We could watch a movie tonight. I think we should watch a movie tonight. Or I thought we could watch a movie tonight. So all of these are right in suggesting that we watch a movie tonight. These are all right ways to make a suggestion. The most polite would be, I thought we could watch a movie tonight. The most direct and strong would be, let's watch a movie tonight. You're certain that you want to watch a movie. Very good. All right, let's do one last thing. One last little thing just to practice this. If you have questions over this, now's the time to type them in the chat. Before we do this last thing, let's do a quick review in case anyone joined in late. Got questions, type them now in the chat. So again, making a suggestion is proposing an idea. It can either be accepted or rejected. When we propose an idea, sometimes we feel more strongly about that idea. It's something we really want to do. Other times it's just a thought or an idea. We want to sound more polite and formal, okay? So there were two ways to strongly make a suggestion, which is let's plus the verb, and then should, our subject, plus should plus our verb. Let's talk tomorrow. We should talk tomorrow. And then we talked about 4 different ways we can more gently make a suggestion. So in a more formal setting, less direct, more polite. So why don't we or you blank? Okay. How about, and then we can have our noun, our gerund, or our clause. How about we review that again? We can also use the modal verbs can or could. Can we blank? Or could we blank? Or we could blank. I think we should blank. And then the most polite, I thought we could, or I thought you could. Okay? All right, so just as a last little practice, and I'll look at the chat, you can use all 3 of these or choose one, and maybe let's try putting it in every single form of suggestion. Okay, so these are 3 different suggestions. I have try a new restaurant, go to a concert, visit the new museum, or you can think of your own. And try suggesting one of these in every single form, okay? Every single form of suggestion that we just learned. So for example, if I try go to a concert, let's go to a concert. We should go to a concert. Why don't we go to a concert? And so on, okay? So you can choose one of these. You can make up your own. And in the chat, type it in all 6 ways to make the suggestion. I'm going to tape this up here just in case you want to see it. If you can't see that, I don't know if it's too far. I'm going to try and move out of your way. I don't know which way to move. so that you can see all of these to practice. And then I'm going to scan through this chat and see if anyone has questions. Let's see. It's important to use how about when we have a verb plus ing. Correct. So anytime we're making a suggestion and our verb is a gerund, has the ing, we have to use how about. But there's other ways to make the same suggestion without having that verb in ing. So if I say, how about going for a walk? Going, if I want to use the gerund going, I have to use how about going for a walk. But I could also say, how about we go for a walk? Or let's go for a walk. So when the verb is in the base form, I can use any of these. When the verb ends in ing, I can only use how about. Good question. Oh, good. You guys have some great examples. Let's visit the new museum. We should try a new restaurant. I thought we could try a new restaurant. I think we should book our flight next week. Very good. Why don't we try a new restaurant? Oh, you all are typing quickly. Can we go to the concert? How about visiting the new museum? Very good. How about booking our flight next week? Good. Let's go to the concert. Good. Could we visit the new museum? Good. Very good. All right. I don't see any questions. Does anyone have any questions? Hopefully now, if you want to make suggestions, whether it's to your spouse or your coworkers or your friends, you've got lots of different ways that you can make that suggestion and put these into practice. Someone asked about a gerund. So because you're the one making the suggestion, it's just what you decide. So the gerund is just when you have the verb ending in ing. So it depends on how you say it. If you say, how about taking a walk? How about taking a walk? That's a gerund, taking. If you decide you want to use the verb ending in ing, how about taking a walk? If you don't want to use the verb ending in ing, then you can use any of the others. Why don't we take a walk? Good. All verbs ending in ing that are acting as a noun are gerunds. Yeah. I know you always ask me about my availability. I'm not giving lessons at the moment right now just because I don't have time. But if you've got my profile saved, then you'll see if I do add slots. I haven't added slots in a long time just because I stay really busy. But hopefully one of these days I'll find some time to give some more classes. I'm a busy lady. Good. All right. Very good, y'all. I know we're about at time. So for those of you who stuck around, I know I mentioned today is my last live lesson with you all, which is very bittersweet. I don't know if you've heard the term bittersweet. Bitter is something like sour, doesn't taste good, and sweet is something like sugar. So I am taking a new job, and so I won't have time to give these live lessons anymore because of my new job. So I'm very sad, but also just want to say thank you all so much. I see familiar students in this chat who have tuned in to a lot of my live lessons that I've offered. I looked back at it, and today is my 29th and final live lesson with Cambly. My very first live lesson was over 3 years ago in April of 2021, 2021. I'm sorry, 2020, 2020. When we first started doing live lessons during COVID while everyone was staying home. I gave the third live lesson ever. So it has been super fun and just really awesome to get to interact with all of you, whether you are Cambly students or you're not students, but you join our live lessons to learn more English and practice. I'm just really thankful that I've had this opportunity. I'm going to miss this a lot, but I want to wish all of you the best of luck with your English learning journey. I know it can be scary and frustrating, and sometimes maybe you feel nervous, but keep going, keep practicing, and I know you all are going to do great things, and you're really going to build your confidence with learning English. So I'm going to bid you farewell. It's been a great last live lesson, and thank you all so much for joining and learning with me today. I hope you keep continuing to join the rest of the live lessons because we have some awesome other tutors who give our live lessons on Sundays. So I'll miss you all and hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, the rest of your year, and the rest of your English learning journey. Thanks, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you on Cambly. Bye, everybody.